Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Groovy Guy. Today we're going to be having a look at Transformers Titans Return, Skullsmasher and Grax. So here they are. This is a bit of a redo and a reimagining of the G1 Headmaster, which I have here. Just a quick comparison there. This guy is a lot bigger and beefier, and this guy doesn't really have weapon storage for his gun. One grateful change that I'm glad to see has been implemented into this is he's got a cockpit in the back of him now, which he had in the Japanese Headmasters cartoon, which everyone knows. I love the Japanese G1. This guy here, unfortunately, he's sort of choking on his headmaster most of the time, so that'll be a bit of a tricky piloting job there. And now he's stuck for some reason. What's going on? Anyway, on to today's main attraction, which is this guy. Now, this guy's got a bit of a floppy back compartment here, which just consists of soft rubbery plastic. I have seen cases of people having white stress marks appearing on him. He's very floppy. Not really so in my case, but I don't really have, like, I made the mistake of having this pushed well in, and it made it very tricky to actually open up again. So I just found that keeping it sort of in this position, I mean, it still looks alright from above, and you can still easily open it. And opening it up, there's a little guy inside. Hello. So let's see if we can get him out. There we go. Now this is Grax. In G1 his name was also Grax. So they were able to keep this guy's name, which I guess is pretty cool because it's a pretty generic name. Well, not generic, but, you know, hardly used name. He folds in half like that, and that's actually a pretty good skull cruncher. There we go. So there's a nice close-up of the head sculpt there. Looks pretty good, looks pretty mean. There is no light piping in these guys, but he does have sort of clear plastic for his eyes. I think they're clear. But yeah, because of the gimmick, there is no way you can have light piping in here without, well, I mean, it wouldn't really work. So let's do something I don't usually do in these videos. I'm going to actually show the transformation. Set him off to the side. So first you want to do is pop off the tail. His robot mode gun stores in the tail, but you have to really get it all the way in for alligator mode or crocodile mode. I should have looked that one up, which one it is. And this is the one thing I have trouble with, is actually getting this thing out. So just do a bit of wiggling. Oh, I gotta get a screwdriver. See if this works. Come on. Come on, there we go. This will give me a bit of leeway to wiggle it out a bit. So yeah, this is the one thing you got to look out for with transformation, is just getting the gun out. There we go. Gun's out. This becomes a little gun you can have the little pilot in, if you so wish. Yeah, there we go. So this little bit here at the end of the feet goes into this little bit here, just before the big circle. So put that in, and he's sitting in there. You can even have the gun with him. But since I just got it out, I'm not going to put it back in there anytime soon. So there we go. On to the main man himself. So I'm going to fold that back up. Legs, detach. Some people have also been saying he has very loose legs, and I seem to be in that category too. The legs are fairly loose. They do like to pop off every now and again as well, but I don't think I'll be handling him too much after this video. He'll probably be going straight into the cabinet. So do that. He's got these little feeties. Little feeties. There we go. And that's the lower half done. Okay, moving on to the upper half here. I didn't do it. Alright, so you got to start by getting the head and the other part of the head, the backer part of the head, that detaches. It clips in. You can see little clips, little slots there at the tip of my finger. There's a little tab here, and that slots in. So you have to sort of wiggle the robot mode shoulders around in order to get that in. So that just folds around like that, and it folds in pretty neatly as well. That stays there like that. The arms, you just need to fold down like that, fold down like that. The little hands themselves, so the alligator mode claws fold up like that. They clip in, hands come out. Do the same on the other side, clip in, come out. And here we have him, for all intents and purposes, in his robot mode. One thing I haven't been able to do yet is see if I can get a way for him to hold this tail as a sword. Looks like it's just mainly designed to be a gun. So you can sort of have it clipped into the shoulder, or you can have it sort of clipped into the back. So you fold out this little thing, and that can go into the back like that if you don't want him to sort of have him holding it at all. But yeah, it makes him very back heavy, as you can see. You can also just have him have it posted into his shoulder like that as a sort of shield. And yeah, so just got to get the head back in. Now I'm having a bit of trouble with these Titan Masters with the little heads. I don't know which way the head's meant to face when it's being integrated into the bigger robot. Some have the head facing, like the two faces are facing opposite. Some also need to have the faces facing the same direction. So I think for Skullsmasher, yeah, there you go. Faces are facing the same way, and he's in there pretty well. Go that way, go that way, that way, that way, that way. And it comes out. Ta-da! And there we go again. So there is Skullsmasher in his robot mode, and I really do dig this robot mode. It's a very, very good representation of Skullsmasher, or Skullcrusher, however you want to pronounce it. I still pronounce it Skullsmasher because that sounds really mean and nasty. Posability, he's got posability in places you didn't know you could have posability. There we go. It's got the legs, it's got a knee bend. The knees do actually clip in robot mode, but they do like to pop out when you're fiddling about with it. It's got hollow legs, but doesn't really affect display. As you can tell, got pretty knobbly very knobbly knee joints. Oh, sorry, hip socket joints. The wrists don't rotate, but that's just because this is all one solid piece and there's not really any room to have a swivel in the joint there. So there is Skullsmasher and Grax. Yeah, as you can tell, this guy does have loose legs. There we go. He's standing. Let's tilt that down a little bit. There we go. There he is. And here's his G1 self. So as you can tell, this guy is a bit... These guys actually have a pretty similar pink. I don't know why this guy's showing up so red on my camera. Probably the lighting or something. But yeah, he really does not look this red. He's actually a very, very sort of deep, dark pink. But he's just coming across as red on the camera. That might be corrected during rendering. And for something a bit more commonplace, here he is with Titans Returns Galvatron. So there we go. Now I highly recommend picking this guy up if you're a fan of the G1 incarnation of this guy. He's extremely posable. He's very, very screen accurate. Just for the alligator head alone, that's worth the price of admission. I mean, see if we can get, look at that tongue. So yeah, this guy is very, very worth picking up. I'm going to call an end to the video there. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'm going to have a link to my previous Transformers video, which you can see now. I believe it was for Crash Bash and Nightbeat, the two Titan Masters from this line. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye now.